Okay, good evening everyone, and very much welcome to a webinar by Daniel and James, the Wagner Inner Circle. And I'd like to very much talk to you today about our Inner Circle Mastermind group. The slogan of our company, Wagner Watson Inner Circle, is wealth creation through inspiration and education. And I want to share with you why we believe that is a very apt slogan that we've chosen. So for the people on the call that don't know who I am, I want to spend just a few minutes on my background, but I try to give you a couple of new pieces of information. If you heard some of my background before, then please try to relate it to your own story, or indeed try to imagine it is new information, so it's just as exciting as if you heard it for the first time. My story on the internet, and on this slide you can actually see here 4 cornerstones, and I started on the internet in 2006, which is now pretty much 5 years ago in a couple of months. And in the top left hand corner of this image you actually see my first website, which was the Dog Whisperers. And back then I sold dog training ebooks, and within a very short time I made my first thousands and thousands of dollars. I built a database of dog lovers, and I was selling ebooks, not my own ebooks, but as an affiliate marketer. I then started selling my own ebook, which I had outsourced in the Philippines and India. And what was even more exciting, a friend of mine encouraged me to run a workshop instead of actually making money by selling dog ebooks. He says, why don't you teach other people how you achieved that incredible success? And I started within 3 months, exactly 5 years ago, to run my first workshop. September 2006, I ran my first workshop. Since then, I ran over 50 workshops, teaching over 1,000 people personally, and I've spent time on the international stage inspiring many thousands more, trying to really open their mind to the powers of internet marketing. On the right-hand side, you see a cornerstone of my internet marketing business, yourinternetbuddies.com. About 2.5 years ago, I started joining hands with James Watson, who is actually on that call tonight. We founded a new company called Your Internet Buddies, and we created our first high-level membership site. And that was a very successful business, and still is to this day. On the left bottom, you see a image of a blueprint coaching program which we launched last July in 2010, that was, and that generated almost $350,000 $350,000 in 3 months. An incredible program for us, a great success, where we taught over 1,000 students online worldwide the principles of making money online. On the right hand side you see one of my business ventures called the 6-Figure Mentors, and that is a business that I'm running with Stuart Ross, and that allows people to make money online in a different way as well, in the form of direct marketing and network marketing. Now, these are the cornerstone, but what did it actually mean for me and my life? I got a couple of images here which illustrate how my life has changed. And I want to be clear that 6 years ago, before I started making money online, I was in a job I hated. I actually was broke. I was financially very uneducated, and I had no business knowledge either. I had previously failed in 5 businesses and had 7 different jobs. So by the age of 40, I was pretty much a total beginner with this. And I want to only illustrate that because once you're on the other side of success, it might appear easy, it might look like I've always been there, but believe me, it wasn't always that way. Believe me, I worked hard for what I've achieved. Here's a couple of images, and I'm just going to quickly bring them up on the screen and then share with you just a couple of short words and stories about what they mean to me. So on these photographs you see certain highlights and certain freedoms that internet marketing and information marketing has allowed me to do. I pretty much work from anywhere in the world. On the top you see me in Malta with my girlfriend Leva. Next to it, one of my biggest stages, I spoke to 1,000 people at the Ultimate Marketing Seminar in 2009. In the next row you see my pool in Cyprus. I lived for 6 months in Cyprus last year. The picture on the mountains is me in Austria. I am Austrian originally, so I go back to Austria every winter and enjoy my holidays there. The next photograph is me with Lever when I won the Aston Martin as Marketer of the Year. So 2 years ago, I actually joined, or 2.5 years ago, I joined a high-level coaching program, and I became the best marketer in that group and won an Aston Martin. And you see me next to that picture with Lever in Egypt, and at the bottom in the middle you see me and James running one of our very successful events. That photo comes from the 7-figure formula, how to build $1 million business, which we ran last year. So what it has done for me, what internet and information marketing has done for me, is give me an incredible life of freedom, of choice. And why am I passionate about it? Because I believe it can do the same for you. This picture is in many ways more significant because it's not about my life, but it is about some of the workshops, some of the students that I've been able to help in my platinum coaching, my gold coaching, my inner circle, and it's indeed in that capacity that I enjoy myself the most, that I feel I'm fulfilling my purpose by sharing and enlightening and inspiring people to do the same. Some of you might be on the call tonight recognizing you in one of those images, and it's been an amazing journey for me to do that. These photographs are literally across the board over the last 4 or 5 years. I just pulled a few out, which I found this afternoon. I'm also a published author. I've written a book this year, which is called My Journey and the Machine, How Internet Marketing Saved My Life. It's, of course, available on Amazon, and that talks about how I use internet marketing and information marketing to not just free myself, but also really saved my life from mediocrity. It saved my life from meaninglessness, and it really saved my life from poverty in many ways. Now, who am I? You've seen a few photographs of me, but my name has been now spotted around the UK's information marketing industry. People have called me one of the UK's most sought-after information marketing mentors. I'm a membership site strategist. I've been called in many companies to help them with their continuity programs, their membership sites, and you might have seen some of my work without even knowing I have been involved. My average private clients report dramatic increases in sales as a direct result of my direction in marketing tactics. What I'm very good at is showing people in their businesses where there are hidden profits. I help them to automate and monetize and really put some systems and processes into place to make sure they can leverage the power of the internet. I have actually forgotten to mention, in case you wonder, the photograph is me and my daughter in Cyprus last year. She came over for a few weeks and stayed with me, which was absolutely special for me. And that is the young lady next to me in the photograph. Now, I have worked privately with well-known companies like Progressive Property, where we did some consultancy and implementation. I worked with Investment Mastery, as well as many other internet-based education companies in the UK. Just to give you an idea of what some of those programs and implementations have produced, these numbers are really not to try to impress you, but to use Tony Robbins' phrase, is not to impress you, but to impress upon you what kind of levels of success are possible if you use the right leverage, if you use the right tools. The Blueprint Coaching Program, as I mentioned in the introduction, has generated almost $350,000 for us over a 3-month period. Lead Generator Masterclass, a property product, $156,000 in a very short space of time. Auction Insider Secrets, a new product I launched only this July, already generated $176,000. Internet Buddies launch, that was actually our gold coaching program with Internet Buddies, generated over $254,000 in his lifetime. And of course, Six Figure Mentors, which is an ongoing program, which has almost hit $500,000 already, and it's less than a year old. So these are the numbers that you can see here. Now, results are not typical. These results are based on some strategic work, on some hard work, leveraging everything I learned over the years. But I'm very, very determined to pass that knowledge on to as many people as possible. My Inner Circle Mastermind group was born only about 18 months ago. And if I look back at the reason why we started the Inner Circle Mastermind group, it is that I wanted to work more closely with James, my business partner, and a very short selection, a very small amount of people. If you want to check out some of the success stories, you can go to one of our websites, yourinternetbuddies.com/success-stories. You can see short videos where many different students give you an idea or breakdown of what changed when they started working with us. We have people here from all different industries. Gillian Fox, top left, copywriter. Guy Fisher, who works on a self-development program called Life Purpose. Richard Hill, who is an SEO expert. Keith Watson, who works in the hypnosis market. Sati Punglia, who works in social media industries. And Phil Turner, who is a product creation expert, but who worked with us in the yoga niche, believe it or not, when he was in the group with us. The Blueprint Coaching Program has significance for more than one reason. First of all, it was our most successful launch to date. And in the 12 weeks that we ran the program last July, we generated over 780 members and revenues of almost $350,000. And that is great. And that is fantastic for us, and we help many, many people. But here is something that really concerned me. When we did surveys, we realized that only a small percentage of people were actually following through all the modules. It was a beautiful modular course. It was conducted over 12 modules. Everything was broken down, action set, videos, instructions, webinars, everything was the best laid out course we ever created, and we're very proud of it, and it's still up and running today. Here is the problem. Only 5% of people, and that's based on a survey that we ran, have actually completed the program and made some or any significant money. Now, the question for me is, why would that be? And the answer is simple. There wasn't enough accountability and there wasn't enough interaction. And this is why we started thinking about running a high-level coaching program where we qualify people a lot more, and then we can almost guarantee results by knowing that we can add value to their business. Now, James and I find it pretty easy to work with an existing business and add new income streams, additional products, additional revenue streams to an existing business. The 7-figure formula was another amazing milestone for us. That was exactly a year ago, and you can see here one of our youngest students ever, Maksud Rahman, who won a £10,000 prize for Marketer of the Year. And you can see in the same photograph Phil and Gillian on the right hand side, and Keith on the left with me when I still had my long hair. So that is last year. But that weekend was not just an amazing celebration of our student successes, it also generated some high revenues for us when we for the first time offered the Inner Circle Mastermind program. Now let me tell you a bit more about what the program is and how you can benefit. On this photograph you can see just some of the private clients we've been working with. And these are the people who joined us in the Inner Circle Mastermind group. They are people that I spend private time with. It is a very small number. Although you can see here there is 15 photographs on here, some of them are business partners. We work only with 12 businesses. And one of the questions I've seen come through already is, how big is the Inner Circle Mastermind group? And indeed, we're working with just 12 businesses. We have found from experience that a group of 12 is a perfect size that is still intimate, but also benefits in the best way from the masterminding. That means sharing knowledge and sharing successes and being totally accountable. What amazed me most after running this for the first time last September, we had a 100% success rate. That means everyone who was accepted and we're working with was actually able to achieve the results that we set out together. We have a personalized plan with every business, and we look over 6 months, and this is the length of the program, just 6 months, we look how to achieve that. And because of the high level of accountability, we have actually achieved a 100% success rate in that program. Now what we've done at the Inner Circle Mastermind group, after 4 months we actually met at a retreat. The retreat is a 2-day celebration of successes to date, and we ask people some very pertinent questions. For me, it's very important that whatever we deliver, our clients and students value, and I ask for feedback anytime I can because I'm a great believer in feedback. Now, we asked us in a survey, how does our mastermind group compare? If you have done any other mastermind groups before, how does our program compare? Second question, very importantly, is the mastermind group value for money? It is, in my eyes, a good investment, a significant investment, and I want to know if people feel that the program we've provided has actually given them value for money. The next question we asked, how do you rate the mastermind's group size? We wanted to get an indication if we could possibly grow the group, make it larger, or if people wanted to have even a smaller group. Importantly, we asked if the group has been instrumental for achieving the successes they achieved. And here you can see the actual survey results that we polled at this retreat. So the first question was, have you been have you invested in a mastermind or coaching group before? And 6 out of the 18 answers we polled. Now remember, we had some business partners in the room, so this is why there are 18 people who were eligible to answer. And our 6 people had previously been in a group. And you can see here in the lower graphic that everyone that was previously in the group has rated us as a lot better than the previous group. So 100% of people who have been in a group before have felt that our mastermind group is a better group. In terms of value for money, we asked people, how would you rate the Inner Circle Mastermind group? Definitely good value for money. 83% of people have said definitely good value for money. A further 11%, which makes it 94%, have voted yes, good value for money, okay value, and one person thought it wasn't value for money. And I'm glad that he was able to express his opinion. The next important question is the group size. How was the experience in the group size? Was the group too small, right size, or too big? And you can see that again 94% have said that this is absolutely the right size. So it gives us an indication we're really on the right track with the Inner Circle Mastermind group. Very importantly, this next slide, because you can see here my question, is the Mastermind group and coaching instrumental in shaping your business? 17 votes, 94% have said yes. And that is very important because in our monthly coaching session, in our monthly one-to-one sessions that you have with James and myself, we are giving you strategic advice where your business should be growing to. And this is something you cannot do alone. You need a coach, a mentor, you need feedback to get direction in your business. And that's something that we couldn't provide in a blueprint coaching. That is something we couldn't provide in a workshop. This can only be done in a continuous small group like the Inner Circle Mastermind group. And of course, you can see the lower graphic where the question was, has being part of the mastermind group helped you achieve the results you're having? And 100% of people said absolutely. Now, these two tied together, that first of all, we are instrumental in shaping where your business is going, and 100% of you say that we have helped you achieve the results that we have set together. That shows me that the Inner Circle Mastermind group achieves its objective. Now, who are those people who commit to work in an Inner Circle Mastermind with James and myself? You will recognize that these are people just like you and me. And why I mean that, because you can see me, Leva, and James on the right hand of this photograph, and all around us a variety of people from a variety of different backgrounds and businesses. We have web designers in there, we got copywriters, we got security, training providers, we got veterinarians, we got property guys, we got consultants, SEO experts, we got people working in self-development, chiropractors, we got a whole variety of people all working in different businesses, and all of them benefiting from a structured coaching approach we call the Inner Circle Mastermind. Everyone contributes and everyone works together. We have actually found that many people recoup the investment in the group just from the collaborations that happen spontaneously within the group over the 6-month period. This retreat we were holding in Berkshire in July 2011, so just a couple of months ago. And every mastermind group has its own retreat where we spend 2 days together, invite some guest speakers along, and share some more private time, some more social time. And they're always very deep experiences. If you ever had the pleasure or the privilege to be at one of my speaking events or one of my weekend events or one of my training courses, you will know that I do everything I can to inspire people, to show them more of what is possible, and really create an experience that is to be remembered. Many of my students renew their membership to the inner circle, and this is why today we're looking just for a few people to join us. It is a group of 12. I mentioned that 9 places are already occupied or given away. So we're just looking for a few people that can apply and that fit the bill, that we know we can help to achieve tremendous results. What I'd love to do right now is actually see if we have any of our existing mastermind students on the call. James, can you look at the list? Is anyone on the call, any of our students? I think Sophie and Nigel said they might be joining us tonight. Are they on the call tonight, James?
They are indeed. Sophie and Nigel, are you there?
Hi, we are. Hello, James. Hello, Daniel. Yep, we're here.
Hi there, guys.
Hi, Sophie. Hey, hi, Nigel. Just for everyone, it's great to hear you guys. How are you today?
Yeah, we're great, thanks. Yep, all buzzing after your event at the weekend. Fantastic.
Fantastic, thank you, Sophie. Just for everyone watching, Sophie and Nigel are the two right next to me in the middle. So Nigel wearing a colorful orange shirt and Sophie right next to him. Sophie and... Sorry, say it again, Nigel?
Don't tell everyone.
No. I tell you why I want them to see you. It's a couple of reasons. Nigel and Sophie, you've actually been on a very similar webinar in March 2011, exactly 6 months ago. And this is why I wanted you to be here tonight, because there will be people listening into this webinar and possibly considering if they should be applying for a place. Can you maybe just, and by the way, I just let you know this is spontaneous. I have no idea what they're going to say, and they don't know what I'm going to ask them. So my question is to you, when you heard that last March, before you joined us, what were your thoughts and what happened since you joined us? And another question, actually, you can then just roam free in the story. How easy was it for you to join us? Was it just an easy investment for you, or did you really have to consider it? Just tell us a little bit what happened since last March.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, great. Well, yeah, we went on the webinar back in March and decided to join the group. I think one of the things that was the most powerful for both of us was really the success rate that you had and the amazing testimonials, and it is really, really powerful. Everyone who joins the group has amazing success, and all I'd say is that was what inspired us to join the group, and that's absolutely what we've seen over the last 6 months, and that's why we're carrying on. We've seen amazing results, and it's been just incredible to see everybody's journey.
Okay, fantastic. So
awesome.
Could I ask you, Sophie, when you started with us, I mean, and I hope you don't mind us sharing, where did you feel was your business? I mean, what were you doing as a business, and how were we able to help you to where you are today? And also let people know about some of the successes you've been able to bag recently.
Yeah, sure. I think it'd be fair to say that our business was going in various different directions. Like a lot of people, we'd got into internet marketing 18 months or so earlier. We tried all sorts of things. We had 50 or 60 websites. We were all over the place, frankly. We were pursuing them. We were working really hard. We were working hours and hours, but in all sorts of different directions. And what was really the most powerful thing that you and James have really, really helped us with, and the other members of the Mastermind group, has been to really focus our business. And out of those 50 or 60 websites, we're now focused on one. We have another 2 or 3 that are there in the background, and one day we may pick them up again, but we don't even look at them. and we're really, really focused, and that has completely transformed our business and our results. We're now working really well with all the other members of the group. We've got business ventures going on, and really it's just completely transformed our business. It's fair to say that it was a huge stretch for us to find the financial commitment. It was a real leap of faith, and I'd say to anybody who's in the same position, just don't hesitate and really stretch yourselves. And it was it was 3 or 4 months of really focusing, which was a very common theme from other members of the group as well, to really find your purpose, focus your business, really find your niche, work out exactly where it should be, position it really carefully. And you've put the foundations in place, and 3 or 4 months later, it all starts to bear fruit, and
Wow.
It's just transformed for us in the last couple of months. Absolutely amazing. Totally turned around our financial position. It's awesome.
Thank you, Sophie. I actually get goosebumps. You're very welcome. I get goosebumps listening to that, Sophie, because when you and Nigel came, as you rightly said, it was all over the place. But I saw from your application you had some amazing potential. All we needed to do is give you a strategy, focus you, and put you on the track and keep you on the track. And as you said rightly, it took 4 months of pretty much hard work, and now the fruits. And now, as you know, I mean, now it's just going crazy. You guys have so much success. It's just amazing. And in financial terms, Sophie, I mean, would you mind sharing just some of what happened to you? I mean, I know you got now. How many paying clients have you got compared to when you started out?
I'm not sure we can actually count them. We've got word coming out of our ears just at this minute. It's amazing.
To give an idea, we've literally in the last month, in 1 month, we've produced 12 websites, about 8 customized Facebook pages. We're going on holiday on Friday, and we've already got 3 clients lined up for when we get back. Plus, well, I would like to say that a prospect who I won't name, but who's invited us to do a website and a presentation as a major event. So
absolutely.
Yeah.
I tell you what I love about the story, because for the ones who haven't guessed it yet, Sophie and Nigel were providing web services as part of their portfolio of ideas how to make money online. And when we met them, they had like the odd client here and there, and pretty low paid their work. As web design is, it's a very difficult task, but we help them through strategy, positioning, and these are the same rules and the same tools you will hear again and again. And I can only say that Nigel and Sophie have produced incredible results for many of our students, and that's really, really exciting. And as they said, more work than they can handle right now, which means time to raise prices again, which is fantastic.
Yeah, but it has been fantastic, and I'd particularly say to anybody who's listening in, it is really powerful, and it's not just even the business results. All these guys become our friends, and we share very openly in the group. And it's really a fantastic experience, and we're certain that all the people who have been in the group with us will be our friends for life.
Yeah, that's right.
It's really powerful.
There's some really long-term potential friendships there.
Awesome. So just as a closing question, I really appreciate you sharing that tonight with us. Thank you so much. But a closing question, do you think that a similar progress could have happened in any other environment but that close inner circle coaching that we've provided?
No, absolutely not. It's really key, working in a really small group like that, and yet it's big enough to get loads of feedback, loads of interaction, loads of ideas. It's really, really powerful. I'm a great believer in the power of 12 for groups, and it's a really great number. But really, all that one-on-one input, it's absolutely key. We've done all sorts of stuff before in bigger groups, and we've gradually been focusing down, and we've definitely come to the conclusion we needed to join your kind of group in order to really take us to the next level, and it's totally exceeded our expectations. It's
fantastic. Awesome. That is really, really great to hear. Thank you so much, because I was hoping you would say lots of good things about us, but thank you. That exceeded my expectations as well. Your feedback. Thank you so much, and and it's great that you keep working with us. So Nigel and Sophie are actually part of the group, have renewed their membership in the Inner Circle. James, can I check? Is Phil Turner? He said he might be able to be on the call as well. Is he around by any chance?
Phil is here, waiting in the wings to talk as well, Dan.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you, Nigel and Sophie. Phil, are you there as well, mate?
I'll just unmute him.
Hear me? Can you hear me?
Oh, yes, we can hear you, Mr. Turner. Oh, my God. How are you, Phil?
I'm very well. I've just been putting babies to bed, actually. So
excellent, excellent. I mean, that's one of the beauties that we all try to balance work and life. But when work becomes so much fun, it's sometimes hard to draw the line. What is what? Correct?
That's about it. Yeah, my office is just on the side of the house, and it has its good points and its bad points.
Yes, absolutely. Phil, if you allow me, I would love to ask you a question which slightly extends to just your membership on the Inner Circle Mastermind, because you've been working with us over 18 months, and I heard you use some very bold words like that we changed your life and all that. And without going into the whole 18-month journey, can you outline for people where you were before you started working with me, which is, I think, pretty much 18 months ago, when you literally were brand new, and do fast track us to where you are today and where you're going to go, Mr. Phil Turner.
Wow, okay. So, firstly, the change your life thing I really hate saying, because it's a throwaway comment. I think most people look at it as a throwaway comment, but it is absolutely and totally true. So, before I started with you guys, I had become an absolute expert at failing online. I tried eBay, Amazon, AdSense. It's kind of like go through. I did gambling stuff. I probably don't say that on stage, but I did loads of stuff, loads and loads of stuff, all of which you kind of get something out of. It works for a little while, but it's not a business. It's not sustainable, and it's certainly not rewarding. Mm-hmm. Certainly not. And through that process, I learned lots of things, but didn't get very far. And I even got up to £10,000 in 1 month on Amazon, which was pretty amazing, like the eBay kind of thing. But this wasn't a business, and that lasted for a couple of months, really. So I met you guys. Very simply, I met you through someone sending me an email with a video on it, and I went to one of your meetings, and I instantly knew that you knew what you were talking about, because of all the times that I failed. All this stuff that I'd learned, I knew if you plugged it together in this kind of way that you guys were talking about, it would work. I absolutely knew it would, because I'd failed it so many times. So I took that information, and I went, or say, if you knew it would work, how hard would you work? And I worked like a dog. I really did. I learned everything I could, and I absorbed as much as I could from you, and still do every single day. And I took that information, and I went off and went crazy, basically. I
mean, I just want to quickly say that when Phil started with us, he was one of those people we just felt he would make a big splash, he would make a big impact. And it's true, within a year, I mean, some of the highlights, I mean, Phil has not just helped me write my book, he helped many people produce results. He's now running his own events, he's an expert maker, he's actually been on stage at some of our largest events, he's got his own students now. It's an incredible journey, and he's the nicest guy. Everyone loves Phil, and so do we. It's just unbelievable, Phil, and thank you for all your commitment, and again, making time tonight. So in one short sentence, what do you think was the biggest breakthroughs working in the Inner Circle? What helped you the most?
I knew you were going to ask me that, and it's not a short sentence, so I'll try and shorten it for you. I think the mastermind is very, very confusing, first of all, because you don't know what is helping you. You guys help you, the people around you help you, the knowledge within the people help you, the camaraderie and the friendship helps you, then the confidence. It has so many facets of great stuff coming at you that in the end you don't know where it came from, but it must have been from it. So that is my answer.
Wow,
there's so many things.
It's very philosophical. I love it. Great answer, Phil. Awesome.
Okay.
So, Phil, I know that when you started out, finances weren't easy for you either. So, what would you say for people who have to stretch themselves to make a commitment like that? Do you believe that stretching yourself made part of the success, that you just really had to make it work, that it meant a lot to you?
If you spend £1, you put a pound's effort in. If you spend multiple pounds, you put multiple pounds effort in. Mm-hmm. So I would say, if you're serious, you have to spend serious money to do something. Mm-hmm. I think the other thing that I was going to say is that I could not bear, I could not bear another month, another year go past and me to fail again. Mm-hmm. It was the pain was so unbearable that I would have paid double it. Wow. Now I'll tell you. But
yeah, if I'd known that. But Phil, I really appreciate that. That's been absolutely awesome. James, I kind of realized you're there in the background listening in. Is there any question you would have for Nigel and Sophie or Phil to kind of help people understand what the Mastermind's all about? I mean, the impact it had on your own journey or our journey. I mean, the Mastermind has been instrumental for us as well, obviously.
Yeah, I would say, I was actually thinking back to Nigel and Sophie's, and it's also the same for Phil. We are very selective in who we allow into the Mastermind group because we want to make sure that there's a good mixture of businesses and skill sets within the group. And I think what that's really allowed to happen, and I want to get Phil's view on this, the kind of the collaboration amongst Mastermind group members. Phil, I think you've probably worked with almost everybody in the group in one capacity. To talk a little bit about that, how that's changed, the relationships, the business relationships you formed with other members of the group, how that's helped you.
And this is one of the things I was talking about. This is the thing that you don't expect when you go into the Mastermind group is, firstly, you can work with other people, so they help you with their experience, because we speak on a weekly basis, most of these guys, and some people need stuff done as well, so they actually give you work to do for them, which is crazy, really. It's crazy. So you're helping, learning, earning as you go through the process. It's yeah, it's perfect. That's a good word. I think that is, how better can that be? And I never believed that would be what came up. And all these guys are my friends. They'll be my friends, as Sophie definitely said. Potential. I know in 25 years I'll be speaking to these guys. I will, because we've been through something very special.
True. Thank you, Phil. That's been really awesome, and thanks everyone else for sharing, and also thanks all of you at home for listening, or in the office if you stayed late in the office tonight to listen to us tonight. What I wanted to say, just from James and my own perspective, it helped us a lot in our journey, because it is such a pleasure to know people succeed when they work with you, because that's what we're all about. We want to create results for our students, results for our friends. And many of the people in this group are really we're working with. James and I, we're heading the group, but in the Mastermind, we all help together. What I'd like to do right now, with your permission, guys, is give you a bit of an outline what exactly is involved if you are looking at joining us in the Mastermind group, and how you can take the next steps to actually do that. So the next part of the presentation has got two little sub-parts. The first part, I tell you what it is that you're getting from us, and then I will tell you exactly what to do next and how it can benefit you. So the first thing is, what are you getting if you are joining or when you are joining us in the group, there are 5 full-day group meetings in London Heathrow. I just today, this morning, actually fixed a hotel. We're going to be in a beautiful hotel that everything's, we just signed contracts today. And the days are Tuesdays. So very important, this is a Tuesday. This is not weekends. This is on Tuesday, October, November, December, February, and March. You will notice that January is missing. I will tell you in a minute why. These are full-day meetings where the 12 businesses come together and in a boardroom style, share their experiences, share their progress, and give feedback to each other, to coach each other, to move to the next level. In January, in month 4, we do a 2-day retreat. And the photograph you've seen earlier where Phil and Nigel and Sophie shared, that was actually a photograph from the retreat. The 2-day retreat is 4 months in. We at this point celebrating results and making sure that we have a clear plan for the remaining 2 months of the program. And that retreat is 2 days, as you can tell. We have guest speakers to specific topics, and we spend a lot more social time together to even strengthen the bond that we create throughout the group meetings. On top of them, you have the unique proposition of getting 2-to-1 coaching sessions. Every month, you get 45 minutes with myself and James privately. That means James and I will spend time with you and give you feedback, direction, instruction, accountability. We do that on a technology like we do right now in webinar, GoToWebinar, so we can share screen, we can see results, we give you advice, we give you resources, we give you strategies, and we also make sure you stay on track. Those meetings are 2 weeks after the event. That means every few weeks we have touch points to make sure that we stay on on track. What we also do is we record those sessions, and they are accessible for you in your private vault. That means you can always listen back, and many of our students listen back to the calls because they're so dense in information. There is so much benefit that it's important that you actually listen back to these recordings. We have created our private version of Facebook. We have actually a private social network, and that is secure. That is only for the Mastermind members, and it allows you to share information, chat with each other, create events, create groups, upload photographs, ask questions, and that's our own private membership networking site. An additional benefit is that we allow you to do a joint venture promotion with us to our list of over 30,000 people. Now, this is applicable for most niches. For example, when Guy Fisher ran a webinar to our list about the coaching aspect, the purpose coaching that he has generated, it generated multiple thousands of pounds for him just from one webinar and recouped a lot of the investment in the group. Now that is just a bonus, and we offer that to everyone in the group. So at any point in time, if you want, we can do a webinar to our list, we can do a joint venture promotion to our list, and we share the profits from whatever we're able to sell to the people in our group. What many of the members tell us that the business field trips which we organize, so on top of everything you've already heard, we're actually we're organizing a field trip, and that is normally to one of my millionaire friends or my millionaire mentors. And in the last year, we spent a day in Rob Moore's office, which was incredible and enlightening, where Rob talked about his own business strategy and how he built the business. Many of you will know that Rob built a business from scratch, from the kitchen table to an almost £3 million business. We spent one day with Ranjan Bhattacharya, who's built a multi-million-pound property business. We spent a day with Dan Bradbury, who is one of the top conversion experts in the industry. And again, those people open their books for me because they're my friends, and you see behind the scenes how businesses are run, and you can get really good ideas what type of business you would like to create, and it demystifies a lot of that business building and running a business knowledge. On top of that, and this is new for this intake of the Inner Circle Mastermind group, we give you 6 months access to the Platinum Coaching Program. Now, the Platinum Coaching is a newer mid-level coaching program. It includes of a newsletter of the month, a physical newsletter sent to your home, a CD of the month that normally includes interviews or specialized knowledge. We do training webinars for Platinum, we do group meetings, and they are strategically placed on Wednesday after the Tuesday. They are held in the same hotel. That is obviously a very smart idea. That means if you should choose to stay in the hotel as a Mastermind member, then the next day you can enjoy a Platinum coaching meeting. That means you get additional access to resources, additional access to James and myself. And of course, if you want to have meetings with some of the Mastermind guys, there is more time in the mornings that you can spend on that Wednesday. That value just by itself, I have avoided writing values to every line here because there's massive value. All of these events actually are standalone. You can do coaching with James and I standalone. You can do many of the things standalone. But just the Platinum coaching is £197 a month plus VAT. So the value here just from the Platinum coaching, which is like a bonus for you Mastermind guys, is valued at almost £1,500. Last but not least, James and I are very prolific product creators, and you get full access to our vault, and that means VIP launch, Mastermind access. There are lots of products James and I create, and you get free access to all that. And I believe that many of the Mastermind guys have found some of the tools just really excellent when they need help creating certain aspects of their business. There will be resources that you have access to. If I summarize all this in just a single page, we have literally 5 full-day group meetings in London, a 2-day retreat, 6 times 2-to-1 coaching sessions, a unique proposition where James and I coach you and your business partner, the private social network, the private community, full access to our private vault, a joint venture to our list of 30,000 plus subscribers, a business field trip, and of course 6-month access to the Platinum coaching program. The offer that we have here today, the value of the individual components are over £18,000, and the special offer for just 3 people is $5,997 plus VAT. I believe most of you will be VAT registered. If not, you can voluntarily register for VAT even if you are below the threshold and get your VAT element back. Otherwise, that price will be plus 20% value added tax. We have a 3-pay option available, and that is over 90 days. So it is $2,997 and then 2 times $1,997. All of those are plus VAT. Here are just a couple of more feedbacks and case studies. This is Sati Bunglia, who worked with us in the Inner Circle Mastermind group. She set up a company from scratch with her partner Satnam, and they've done some incredible work very quickly. They actually signed a contract of over £50,000 per year with a large medical company from scratch. And similar to Sophie and Nigel, they started from scratch, were a little bit disorientated where to go, had multiple ideas but no clear strategy, and now they have more customers than they can handle. They're still in coaching with James and I, and we have regular feedback from Sati. Here you can see Richard Hill, who we helped build an SEO business from scratch. And again, he's done amazing stuff like a webinar where he made over £10,000 in just an hour. They've done over $20,000 in the last few months and getting better and better and better. And actually just last week, Richard signed his largest contract to date, where he gets over £7,000 a month from a client, which is over £70,000 a year from just one big client. So he's very, very clear that this has all happened because of the coaching that we were able to give him. Alan Robinson, who is again a rejoiner in the group. So if you are able to join us in the group, you will be working and hearing from Alan. He's been running a coaching group for about 12 months before he met us, but we helped him with strategy and conversion. So the conversion rate on his weekend has gone up by 50%. The email marketing has produced another 50% income, and he's got amazing financial results. James actually mentioned it in one of the emails that went out. He literally more than doubled the revenue, and of course even the profit has gone up even more by running the same type of business, but we've been able to uncover quite a few different profit areas that he has previously not seen. Here we got another software training company. That's Suzanne and Eileen, and they joined the Mastermind group last year. And again, they've been able to attract quite a large amount of business from the day that they started to within just a few months of working with us. Now, I just want to say those results are actually typical. Within the Mastermind group, we've been able to achieve results, and the reason is that we only accept people that we know have got the right foundation that we can work with. And that is not to say that we can't help you in other ways. And James and I have put a very special package together tonight, which will make it very easy for anyone listening tonight on the call to take the next step. Let me quickly outline to you what that is. There are 3 very simple steps. The first one is you request an application. Now, some of you on the call had already private phone calls with me last week, and I've already sent applications out to them. That is the same application, so for the ones that know who I'm talking about, you don't have to do that again. But you can download an application by simply going to danielwagner.com/application. That can be done immediately after the webinar. That action can be taken immediately. Step number 2. Complete the application and email it to partners@yourinternetbuddies.com. I would request you do that within 48 hours of listening to this webinar. Download the application. It's only 3 pages. It's a couple of paragraphs to fill out. It's a Word document, so just type your stuff in and then email to us at partners@yourinternetbuddies.com. Step number 3. Every single completed application will receive a 20-minute strategy consultation with James and myself. The value for this consultation is £297. We do strategy consultations that we sell, but I want to thank you for being on the call tonight, listening to our story and evaluating the opportunity. If you want to complete an application, simply send it, step 2, to partners@yourinternetbuddies.com. Every single completed application, even if you're listening right now and you're not sure that you're suitable for the Inner Circle group, please complete an application, because James and I will spend 20 minutes with you and we will give you strategies and ideas and direction in what we believe you should be doing next. We might be considering you for our platinum coaching. We might be recommending you do our online coaching program. We might be recommending you join us in the gold program, or indeed we might be interviewing you for the Inner Circle. But everyone who is still listening tonight, go to step number 1, request an application, complete and send us the application, and you will get a totally free consultation with James and myself worth $297, where we can actually give you some advice, strategic advice, give you some good ideas, and I think that is the fairest way for us to proceed. Just as a quick summary, to join the Wagner Watson Inner Circle, value over £18,000, if bought separately, all the items, we've got a special offer on to join us for $5,997 plus VAT, and that is based after the application and consultation. I know some of you have been waiting for this webinar. They've already sent the applications in, and you will be making your decisions tonight. We will look at all the application and make sure we choose the best people that complement the group. For some of you, you might want to join us in 6 months, and that is absolutely fine as well. James and I always keep saying it's a journey. My book is called My Journey and the Machine, and it talks about my journey from being in debt to building my first little online business to the situation I am today, where I regularly generate six-figure launches, six-figure product launches, six-figure membership sites, and help many other people generate the same. The machine part of my book, My Journey and the Machine, is generating those incredible results using the internet, using automation, using strategies, using some of the systems that I was being able to implement for many of our students. I want to thank you very much for taking time with us. It's exactly 9 o'clock, so we spent an hour together this evening. I would love to open the lines for questions. So if you have a question, simply use the question and answer box. James can then tell me about the question, and we will find an answer for you either right tonight, or we'll be able to email you an answer later as well. We won't be possibly able to answer every question, so if your question does not get mentioned this evening or tonight, don't worry, we will answer you via email. Please use the question box below that video to actually submit your question, and we can deal with it right now. So one question I've seen come already is, what about business partners? You might have heard, you should have heard actually, Nigel and Sophie speak earlier, and one of the policies we have, which I believe is the right one, we treat businesses as one unit. So if you have a business partner, it might be your spouse, or it might be your business partner, you can come as one unit. So the price for a business partnership is still $5,997 plus VAT. James, any other questions have come through, or maybe possible any feedback to the presentation this evening and to the Q&A webinar for Inner Circle?
Hi, so I've actually been answering quite a lot of questions specifically, so I've been chatting with a lot of the guys in the background. A number of people have questions about whether you need to have an existing business or not, and I think we have covered that, but it may be worth just confirming that I think that what I see in general is that people are asking if there's a set strategy, set formula that we go through, and of course it's not as simple as that, Daniel, isn't it? Every person's individual circumstances are different.
Maybe I would say that thank you. I would say that the results we're able to achieve are only so special because we actually tailor making strategies for every business. So we do a initial consultation even before we start the program, and we outline a strategy that you agree to, and then we follow the strategy through. And that is different for most businesses. I would say there are a couple of blueprints that come again and again. The expert blueprint is a standard principle that we are able to implement many times, where we position you and your business as the expert in the market. We then make sure you have some of the tools that the expert needs to position you properly. So that's something we do a few times. But generally, it is a bespoke process that we work through with you over the period of time. Do you need a business? We generally accept people that we have an existing business to work with, because we're very much aware that 6 months is a short time, and for us to be able to guarantee success, we need to be able to work with an existing business. But I want to be clear here, it could be rudimentary, like Nigel and Sophie just had a little business going, but we knew from talking to them what we could do with the business, where we could take it. And especially if you are in an area, in a service-based area, if you offer kind of web design, if you do a service-based business, let's say you do some sort of therapy, or in a yoga niche, or I know one of the ladies listening tonight is has like a passion for raw food. That is a classic model where we can use your passion and expertise and build a business around it. And that is something we can do and have done many times. I hope that it was a clear enough answer to that question, James.
Absolutely, indeed. Some good feedback from Vicky. Thank you very much, Vicky. I've been answering a question. She says, "Great, really informative. Thank you. Worked with you years back. This sounds really exciting." So thanks for that feedback.
Fantastic. Yeah, there's Vicky Wusche, yeah?
It is, yes.
Fantastic. Yeah, Vicky, thank you very much for taking the time out tonight. We had a great call, and indeed, Vicky came to my course some years ago, and I think it's now would be 3 years ago. And back then the courses were less structured, but she still managed to actually use the information, go out and position herself as an expert. She's now a multi-published author, has created an expertise in the market and uses many of the strategies, but she feels she's ready for the next level, and she was evaluating the opportunity tonight, and I very much hope for receiving your application and be able to look at it with James. I just want to be very clear here that if you're right now listening and you think, I don't have a business, I would still like you to complete the application for two reasons. The first reason is James and I will be giving you a free consultation, which is very valuable time, and will give you advice what we believe you could be doing next. We might be recommending some of our own products. We might be recommending some of our own coaching. We might be recommending some of our friends or mentors coaching, but we will give you honest advice what you should be doing with where you are right now. That's the first reason. The second reason, I want you to fill the form in because it is a reflective application. That means every question will help you find out more about where you really are in your business, what your commitment levels are, where you're going, and those questions can really help you. I know because it happened to me when I filled in my first application many years ago. This application is modeled on the same application I filled in many years ago when I did my first high-ticket mentoring and coaching. And it will really help you to find out where you are. So I would urge you to go and download your application. Second step, complete and send it to us. Third step, we will then get in touch with you and we will schedule a consultation with you that will help you in your next stage of your business. Anything else, James?
The only other thing was, a gentleman was asking if you could see the dates of the coaching once again.
Absolutely. Let me just go back a few slides to bring up those dates.
That was for Graham. Graham, this is for you.
Graham, here are the dates. These are Tuesdays, 18th of October, 15th November, 13th of December, 21st of February, and 20th of March. Now, I would say, Graham, some of the students are only able to attend 4 out of the 5 group meetings. We do recommend to change your life around those meetings, but of course, some obligations are not negotiable. And in that case, if you should miss one, all the mastermind sessions that we do are recorded as well on audio. That means you can benefit tremendously. And what we've done as well, and that's maybe interesting for people, we sometimes had a situation where one of our mastermind group were in a different country, and we were still able to patch them in via Skype and video conferencing, and we were still able to give them the mastermind experience, although they weren't able to be in the room. So that is just something which I found quite amazing. We were able to have Anthony in there once and Alan from Australia, and it was just fascinating to have the video in the room and still be able to give that amazing feedback. So Graham, if it's okay with you, if you got those dates written down, I'll go back to the last steps, the 3 steps that you need to do. Any other questions, James? I hear a couple of babies in the background, James. Are you soon on duty?
This is the lie. I have twin 6-month-old baby girls who are beautiful. They have their grandmother here helping out with their mother, so I'm hiding in the office.
Oh,
currently.
Excellent. Oh, excellent, excellent. We can drag it on a bit longer if you want to stay out of duty tonight. So. Okay. Are there any more questions? I mean, first of all, at this stage, all you got to do is do the application and then allow that process to take place. Fill it in, send it to us, let us talk to you, and take your next step. I think that's really all for tonight. If there are no more topical questions, I would actually like to complete that evening. Thank you very much for taking the time, for being serious to really evaluate if that is right for you. It is a special program. It is no doubt a high-level coaching. That means it's very intense and it's not for everyone. We're only looking for a few choice people. I want to just tell you that it has changed people's lives. It's changed my business as well, because I'm now able to really focus on a small amount of people and really help them. I have, of course, many automated coaching programs and teaching modules out there, but this is by far the best experience for me as well to run. And I'm sure James can only resonate in the same way and only kind of say the same things here, because I know how much he enjoys the masterminding.
All good, Daniel. Excellent stuff. No more,
So
no more questions.
No more questions. Fantastic. Brilliant. Fantastic, guys. I want to thank all of you who've spent time with us tonight. It's been a real pleasure. We've just spent a bit more than an hour going over the details of the Inner Circle Mastermind group with the Wagner Watson Inner Circle. If you feel at the heart of hearts or something inside you that you want to fill this application in, I told you there are 2 reasons why you should do that: for yourself and, of course, for us. Send us the application. Let us deal with the follow-up call and give you advice. And I look forward to welcoming a few of you next week for the interviews, for the process, and hopefully see you as part of the Inner Circle group and creating some tremendous life-changing success for you. Daniel Wagner, having had an amazing evening, thank you so much for taking time out tonight, and I look forward to speaking to you very soon. Thank you for your time.